What's going on, everyone? Talen here, and welcome to another uniform review video. Alright, so in this one we're going to be looking at Black Dwarf. So here we have Black Dwarf's new uniform, his Cull Obsidian Infinity War uniform. And it's looking actually pretty nice. So the uniform bonus itself is going to be decrease all damage received by 15%. Again, very nice. I'm always happy when we have that all damage received on the uniform because it's a pretty nice bonus. And then it also enhances the effects of his skill Blind Rage, which is his tier 2 passive. And we'll go ahead and take a look at that in a second after we look at these skill changes here. And it is a really nice change to his tier 2 passive. So for his first few skills here, we don't see anything too crazy, but then we get down to his Wheel of Cull. And yeah, he pretty much gets the Sharon Rogers effect here. He gets the damage accumulation to increase his own damage, and he does have the damage immunity for 3 seconds when using this skill. And yeah, this is going to give him some crazy burst DPS. And then also, what's really cool is it does affect the skill cooldown time of Executioner's Axe and Axe, or well, just Executioner and Axe Lunge to 1 second for 6 seconds, but it also changes the skill kind of animations for those skills as well, which is also really cool. So I do like that kind of effect as well. Right here we have a decrease to all defense on the enemies, which is pretty nice. And then this one, we don't have any new text actually changing the skill. Before we go in and check the actual skill preview, we'll go over to the uniform and see the actual change to the passive. So as you can see here, his original passive is just when he gets below 60% HP, he gets an increase to all attack 30%, all speed 8%, and crit rate by 35%. But with the uniform, the change is really nice. He pretty much has kind of like Hulk's passive. So when he's below 80%, he gets a 3% HP recovery, and then he increases his all attack by 30%, all speed by 8%, and the crit rate by 35%. So that stays the same, I believe, right? 38, 35, yes. So that changes or stays the same, but he gets that heal, which is really nice. So as long as he is below 80% HP, it looks like he's going to be continuously healing 3% max HP as long as he is below that 80% threshold, which is really nice because we've seen how nice the persistent healing is on characters. It really helps their survivability, and Black Dwarf has always been a really tanky character anyway. So yeah, this is just going to make him a lot harder to kill. So definitely can see this being a really nice uniform in PvP. He can be a real tank and kind of soak up damage and take aggro away, and let your other characters that might have like Pierce or something like that actually do all the heavy lifting and damage. But his damage is going to be really nice as well. He just doesn't have any Pierce effects for kind of like those PvP fights. But besides that, he's looking pretty good. So first, we'll go ahead and check out the first and second skill in their unchanged form, which is basically just a slash, and it's the exact same slash for the first and the second skill. So yeah, I'm not sure why they didn't change the animation just maybe a little bit for the skills, because I think he still, yeah, it looks like he still leads with the same hand each time. So yeah, it would have been cool if it made one right and one left or something like that, but I don't really see it changed. But anyway, then we move on to the third skill, which this is the one that gives him the damage accumulation and the 3 seconds of immunity. So pretty nice. He does like a ground pound. Well, kind of. He punches the enemies, but then we get that residual effect right there that kind of knocks them backwards, and you get some extra hits and a stun. So really nice. I do like this skill. And then as you can see, as long as he has his kind of axes braid out into the shields there, these first and second skill have an animation change. So let's go ahead and check that out. Let's reactivate. So reset to 1 second cooldown, and then boom, as you can see, he just starts teleporting around the enemies, and this is on a 1 second cooldown. So for the 6 seconds that this is active, you can go ahead and get 3 hits in on each of these if you time it well. So pretty nice. I do like that kind of effect right there where you use one skill and it kind of changes around how the other ones work. And now we'll look at the fourth skill. So this one has, yeah, some massive AoE on it. You're going to hit anyone in the arena with this skill. So really good for crowd control also because of the multi-hits, and then it decreases their defense, so it makes it a little easier for you to take them down. So yeah, this skill is really nice. I like this skill as well. And then finally, we're going to be moving on to the 5th skill. And then, boom, does like a teleport, jumps in the air, and then just, boom, ground pound. And he gets pretty much the kind of like Heimdall effect, where he's got like those pillars of light coming up. And then it ends with like kind of like the Scarlet Witch's kind of like, I don't know what to call that, like volcano eruption from the ground, which is really nice. So yeah, and it does have an iframe on it as well. So yeah, really nice skills. So definitely some very nice and needed changes for Black Dwarf here. Just kind of sad that you have to get this uniform to get his tier 2 passive change. I kind of would have liked it if they made that just a base kind of passive change for the character in general. So even without the uniform, you can still kind of get that benefit of his heal. But it is linked with the uniform, sadly. But the uniform itself is really nice for Black Dwarf. I do like this uniform. I definitely think it's making Black Dwarf a lot more usable. It's going to make him a lot tougher to kill, but mainly it's going to increase his damage. I do just have an invincibility obelisk on mine, so that might be why I feel that he is kind of a lower DPS character out of the Black Dwarf. He doesn't seem like he hits too hard anytime I've used him, so definitely looking forward to using this uniform here to get some more DPS out of the character. So yeah, if you like Black Dwarf and you want to make him a little bit stronger, I definitely think this uniform is worth it for him. It does enough to increase the character in terms of just tankiness and damage. But anyway, that's just going to be my thoughts on Cull Obsidian's uniform here. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will catch you in the next one.